Aloha! Today we're going to be comparing the East Coast versus the West Coast, or as we like to call it in Hawaii, comparing the Windward side with the Leeward side. And this is on Oahu, on the third largest island of Hawaii, the most populated island. And we're going to talk about everything to do with the differences and the similarities of the two areas. Hey, I'm Chris Shomo, real estate agent and owner and founder of Home Sweet Home Hawaii Real Estate, brokered by eXp Realty. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're covering the topic of East versus West. And here in Hawaii, we refer to the East Coast as the Windward side and the West Coast as the Leeward side. These two areas of the island come up a lot in conversations with families who are trying to make a decision about the best areas to live. So to kind of narrow it down for you, we're mostly going to focus on the hub in each area. So for the Leeward side, or the west side, the main hub is Kapolei, which is often called the second city, and will also include Ewa Beach, which is the neighboring town. And the hub for the Windward side is Kailua and Kaneohe on the east side. We're going to cover what it's like to buy a house and live in these areas, and the pros and cons, and why people love living here. So let's dive right in. Let's start with the Leeward side, or west side, specifically Kapolei and Ewa Beach. These two towns definitely have their differences, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to group them together. And if you want to learn more about either of these towns, you can find links in the description below for our videos on the pros and cons, and we have map tours, and we also have vlog tours for each of these towns. So let's dive right in. The benefits of the Leeward side compared to the Windward side. Number one, it's family friendly, but of course so is the Windward side, and we'll get into that. Families love Kapolei and Ewa Beach for the larger homes and all the parks and the sidewalks and the events. There are elaborate holiday decorations, and of course there's great surfing and the beaches. Now the Windward side is family friendly as well, but it offers some other opportunities, and we'll get to that. So two is it's newer. There are newer developments, newer homes, newer shopping centers, newer roads. Everything is newer. Most of the houses have either central air conditioning or split unit ACs, which are really common throughout the island. Now the Windward side, on the other hand, is older in general, and that's because a lot of the houses were built in the 1950s. Pro number three is affordability. You definitely get more bang for your buck for houses in Kapolei and Ewa Beach. You can get more house, newer construction, and more land for the price. The average price for a single family home is around $1 million in Kapolei and $965,000 in Ewa Beach. And number four, the Leeward side is dry, and with lower humidity means fewer challenges with bugs and mold. Now, wherever you go on Oahu, you are likely to come across these issues. Normal things you deal with in this tropical environment, of course. But on the Leeward side, it rains less than the Windward side. So the problems that come from wet climate are not nearly as significant as they would be on the Windward side. Number five, plenty of shopping and restaurants, and most of it is in Kapolei. Kapolei is considered the second city of Oahu, with Honolulu, of course, being the primary city. Kapolei really has kind of everything. Leeward residents all go to Kapolei for Costco, Target, Walmart, Down to Earth, those big box stores. There's also a shopping mall called Kamakana Ali'i, with a Macy's and over 100 retail shops and restaurants. Now this mall sits right on the border of Kapolei and Ewa Beach, and it's more in between the two towns and not so much in the hub of Kapolei. And there are plenty of stores, gyms, whatever you're looking for. Number six, the Leeward side has some great spots that are worth noting. There's Ko'olina, the pristine resort area with high-end hotels and lagoon beaches with a beautiful walking path. We have a video specifically for Ko'olina you can check out. Also on the Leeward side, there's the Waikai, which is a new area with a surf wave pool and possibly the most popular farmers market on the island, which is on Thursday nights. It's relatively new, so if you haven't checked it out, you gotta go. Farmers markets in Hawaii are family events, primarily with food stands and food trucks serving specialty dishes. There's ethnic foods or whatever, and tons of local product stands. There's live music and just a great ambiance. There's also Wet and Wild Water Park, which is the only water park on the island. Okay, now that you know some of the benefits of the Leeward side compared to the Windward side, here are some cons. Number 1 is traffic. Traffic can get so heavy during rush hour. For people who work in town and live in Kapolei or Ewa, it's fair to say that this is by far the biggest con of living on the Leeward side. You need to know what you're getting into with that commute. And for folks who don't need to travel into town every day, both Kapolei and Ewa Beach are very appealing. Still, there are many people who choose to put up with the traffic in exchange for all those benefits I just mentioned. Con number 2, it is hot. Especially a little bit inland, it's more desert-like. But the closer you are to the water, the closer you are to the ocean breezes. The northern end of Ewa and in the town of Kapolei itself are probably the hottest areas. And because of all this heat, most of the homes have AC, which is not necessarily the case on the Windward side. Now, there's a large suburb on the northern tip of Kapolei called Makakilo that has an elevation of at least 600 feet above sea level. And here you get the nice cool breezes as well as the coastal views. So if you're not a fan of AC, you've got the cooler breezes to flow through your home, especially at night. A side note about Makakilo, the lower half of Makakilo has considerably older construction, but the upper half is much newer, and it's mostly comprised of planned developments or part of homeowners associations. Speaking of, con number 3 are HOAs. There aren't many HOAs at all on the Windward side. Why is this a con? Well, being in an HOA means there are rules about what you can and cannot do to the property, particularly the exteriors. It also means monthly maintenance fees. But the pristine look of these neighborhoods comes with a price, and some of these fees pay for additional amenities like nice community swimming pools, hot tubs. Some even include utilities and private access to clubhouses or whatever. Hey, if you found this content helpful, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, hit the like button for us, and tap the bell for notification. That way you can be first to know when we publish a new video and keep you informed in the Hawaii real estate market. Okay, we've covered the benefits of the Leeward side over the Windward side. Now, let's head over to the Windward side, or the east side, and take a look at the benefits of Kailua and Kaneohe as they compare to the Leeward side. Same as we did for the Leeward side, I'm going to group these two towns together. So if you want to learn more about either of these towns individually, you can find links in the description below for videos on both Kailua and Kaneohe, on the pros and cons, map tours, and vlog tours for these towns. So pro number 1 are the views. Stunning mountain and ocean views. You just don't get nearly the opportunities for the views on the Leeward side that you get on the Windward side. I mean, yes, when you're far out west in Waianae, you have the incredible views of the Waianae Range and Mount Ka'ala, but Kaneohe backs to Ko'olau Mountain Range, which is just this absolutely stunning, dramatic backdrop, where you can also see tons of waterfalls down the mountain during the rain showers. Then there's Kaneohe Bay in all its splendor. Pro number 2 are the outdoor activities and water sports. On the Windward side, there's a ton of water sports. Things like kayaking and paddleboarding, canoeing, windsurfing. And there are a lot more hiking opportunities than there are on the Leeward side because of the Ko'olau Mountain Range. Pro number 3 is the cooler weather. Now, the Windward side gets the nice trade winds. It also rains a lot more, which helps keep things cool, and it's very lush with the Ko'olau Mountain Range. Also, the Windward side gets the morning sun, with the Leeward side experiencing that hot mid-late afternoon blazing sun. But that said, I should note that depending on where you live on the Leeward side, you can actually experience the cooler weather. And depending on where you live on the Windward side, you can find yourself in hotter spots wherever the trade winds are going to be blocked. Pro number 4 are the charming shops, great boutiques, and lots of restaurants, particularly in Kailua. Kailua is a wonderful little town that's not overrun with franchises or department stores. That said, there is a Whole Foods and a Target, and that's about it for large-scale stores. Pro number 5, Kailua beaches. Kailua is home to 2 of the most famous beaches in the world, Kailua Beach and Lanikai Beach. Is that a pro? Yeah, I think so, but it does mean those beaches are going to get a ton of tourist activity. And pro number 6 are the beautiful beachfront homes. There are definitely a lot more beachfront homes or homes with easy beach access in Kailua. Pro number 7 is water access. While the Leeward side also has a boat harbor, it's at Ko'olina, which is limited in terms of access. In Kaneohe, anyone has easy access to just drop their boat into Kaneohe Bay, and go for a cruise out to the sandbar. And on that note, owning a boat and having a place to keep it are two different things for sure. On the Windward side, it's a lot easier to store your boat on a trailer at your house where there are no HOAs putting limitations on what you can have in your driveway. So boating and fishing opportunities are great in Kaneohe. Pro number 8, the Windward side has more of a tight-knit community feel and a laid-back lifestyle. Okay, cons. Let's talk about the cons of living on the Windward side versus living on the Leeward side. Con number 1 are the housing prices. The average price for a single-family home over the past year was around $1.9 million in Kailua, and in Kaneohe about a $1.27 million. And for condos and townhomes, the average sold price for Kailua is $840,000, and for Kaneohe $795,000, just under $800. The second most expensive neighborhood on Oahu is the beachside neighborhood, which is in Kailua. Now, oftentimes that can be Lanikai as well. It just depends on the average sales price for the past year. Con number 2 is rain, and lots of rain, so it can be more humid and muggy. So unfortunately, this can mean more mold and more bugs, more pests, more mosquitoes, and you get the idea. Con number 3 is heavy tourism traffic, and that's largely because of the beaches specifically in Kailua. So unfortunately, this means it can be really difficult with parking and just moving through the neighborhood when there's a ton of foot traffic in and out of the beaches. And it's not just the traffic. If you want to go for some lunch at a popular spot like Bob's Pizzeria in the middle of summer, well, you may have to deal with the wait. But in Kaneohe, there really aren't a lot of tourists in the main town, but the tourists do take people up the coast to some of the historic or iconic spots that are part of Kaneohe. So Kaneohe has more of a local feel than Kailua. Okay, now what do the Windward side and the Leeward side have in common? Number 1, lots of beaches. Number 2, surfing. Number 3, there are plenty of schools to choose from, including both private and public schools. And don't forget to hit up niche.com or goodschools.org to get specifics on the schools. Number 4, both have golf courses if you're one who likes to go swing the sticks. Now, there are a lot of rainy days on the Windward side, so there are definitely more golf course options and more sunny days to play on the Leeward side. Also, the LPGA's Lot Championship is held on the Leeward side in Ewa Beach at the Kapolei Country Club. Actually, the town of Ewa Beach has about 6 golf courses on its own. Number 5, both have a strong sense of community and a family-friendly environment. Number 6, the property values are always strong and they are continuing to rise. So both are good for investment. Number 7, both sides have a boat harbor, although the East Coast is much easier to access. Okay, so what are the winners between Windward side and the Leeward side? Which side is best for family? Well, both are great in their own way, so they're both winners. Best housing prices? The West side. Nature-oriented lifestyle? East side. Modern lifestyle? West side. Best weather? East side for moderate temps and trade winds. West side for low humidity. Best commute to town? East side. I should note though that the west side has more traffic into town for a daily work commute. However, the east side can have heavy tourism traffic, especially in the summer. Best views? The east side. Options for schools? Both. Best beaches? Both. Although the famous beaches are on the east side. Best variety of outdoor activities? East side. Knowing what you've heard from this video, which side do you think fits best for your lifestyle? Let us know in the comments. Whether you choose the west side or the east side, Oahu offers incredible opportunities for a great lifestyle. Kapolei and Ewa Beach are excellent for those looking for more affordability and more modern amenities. On the other hand, Kailua and Kaneohe are ideal for those who want to be surrounded by more natural beauty, enjoy outdoor activities, and don't mind paying a bit more for the privilege. If you have any questions or if you're interested in learning more about these areas and gaining a deeper knowledge of the real estate market, whether on the Windward side or Leeward side, feel free to reach out to us. You can give us a call, send us an email, or shoot us a text. Our contact info is below. We love it when people reach out to us looking to buy and invest. Here at Home Sweet Home Hawaii, we're here to make your move as smooth and stress-free as possible. Mahalo for watching, and until next time, aloha.